everybody, welcome back to my channel. I have to do this area because it's really overcast and it's dark in here. So I know it's not the perfect background, but it's gonna have to be. So I'm here to do my weekly wrap up. I finished 3 books, in the middle of 2 of them. One I've decided not to read. I'll get it later. So the first book I finished was Jasper Jones by Craig Silvey. I know it's bad, and I've even darkened it as much as I could. A little bit better. So at first I wasn't exactly liking this because there's a character in here, Jeffrey, that just drove me nuts. But it takes place, I think, in 1965. The Vietnam War is happening. So Jeffrey is a Vietnamese in Australia, and it starts off with Jasper Jones coming to, what is his name? Charlie's house and telling him he needs his help. So Charlie goes with him, and Jasper brings him to a clearing that he goes to all the time, and a friend of their sister is found dead there. Jasper kind of has a thing with her, but nothing. It's a thing. So they need to try and figure out what to do because they can't tell the cops because everybody blames everything that happens in the town on Jasper. And since it's his rope and she is beaten to a pulp before she is hung, he knows that the police will blame him for it. So he asks for Charlie's help in deciding what to do. They do something with the body, and it's just a spiel of their life from when they find the body to, I don't want to say till she's found because it ends. Yeah, so Jasper's actually not in this book as much as I was expecting him to be. It's mainly about Charlie. So, but Jasper is so infamous in this story. It's a thing. So I gave it a 4. I did enjoy it. There's a couple of underlying things that are heartbreaking in it, and showing how the Vietnamese or Asian were treated during the Vietnam War is atrocious. But I mean, we saw it after 9/11, and it is 9/11 today, so my thoughts and prayers are with families of that. In fact, it's my great nephew's 22nd birthday today. He was born on the morning of September 11th. So, but we've seen people attacking Middle Eastern people after 9/11, and we've seen people attacking Asian people when COVID hit. So there's a lot of blaming on people, regardless of if they had anything to do with the events that they're being blamed for. So that was a underlying thing there too. So it was overall a really good book. I'm glad I finally read it. And then the next book I finished. I don't know why everybody loves this book. I found it a very hard read to get through it. If I had not put a certain amount of pages to be read per day, I would not have gotten through it. In fact, I would have DNF'd it if I wasn't putting it into a challenge. Because I figured if I have to read it, I'm putting it as a challenge. And it's My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones. I picked this up on a lark just because it was there, and I heard so many people loved it. Why? It is pretty much a stream of consciousness of this girl, Jade, who thinks she's in a horror movie. All she can think of is horror movies. Everything that happens, everything that somebody says is a horror movie part. If somebody says something about the weather, then she brings that to a horror movie. Like, not everything is a horror movie. And she sincerely thinks that on July 4th, a massacre is going to happen in her city, and nobody believes her. Everybody thinks she's just the horror queen of the city, and that's it. It was annoying. And it almost felt like the author really wanted you to know how many horror movies he knew about, because he interjected names of horror movies all the time. And it was just enough already. There are some things that happen that are heartbreaking, but some of the dialogue is just like, nobody talks like this. I gave it a 2. It drove me nuts. Absolutely drove me nuts. And the long chapters. Oh, that Jasper Jones has really long chapters as well. But yeah, this was just... Oh, no. 2. I did put down on Goodreads that I'll read the other 2 books in the trilogy, because they actually have higher ratings, so we'll see if it's anything more like that. Maybe not. And then I finished A Winter Scandal by Candace Camp. It's book 1 in the... Oh, what was it called? Oh, the Lords of Dwinwyn? Legend of Dwinwyn, I think. Legend of St. Dwinwyn, the series. And I think it's only a couple of books. 3. It's a trilogy. So this is about a vicar's sister, who is... She pretty much does everything for her brother. She meets with people who are struggling. She gives food to the less fortunate. She decorates the church. She writes his sermons for him. He does nothing. And then he gets mad at her when she's not around, when he needs her to see people. But she has met Lord Morecambe 10 years previous to this. And then they are reintroduced when he comes back to town. And he doesn't remember her. So she takes offense to that, but whatever. So she's decorating for Christmas at the church, and a baby is left in the manger. And on that baby is a brooch with Gabriel's insignia on it. So she thinks it's his illegitimate child, and she brings him to the baby to his house and reads him the Riot Act. Come to find out it's not his, but it's his sister's, that he has been searching for over a year. She had just left, has no idea where she went, what happened to her, whatever. So they decide that she's going to take care of the baby, because him and his friends who are staying at his place, everybody thinks it's a den of iniquity. So it's safer for her to watch the baby until he can get his household more equipped. And then the baby's kidnapped. So they have to figure out what's going on with that. I did love the mystery in it. I love the romance as well. But I liked the mystery part of it. It kept it really going. And yeah, so I gave it a 4. So, currently reading. I have not really touched these 2. Well, I haven't touched this one since I started it a while ago. And it's due back to the library today. I can't renew it, so I'm going to see if they can... They've done it for me before. If there's no holds on it, they'll just restart the borrowing time for me. But that is Borrowed Crime by Laurie Cass. It's book 3 in the Bookmobile series, and it's about a girl who runs a bookmobile for the library, and her cat and her solve murders. It's a cozy mystery, so... And then I've started The Perfect Play by J.C. Burton, which is book 1 in the play-by-play series. And this one is about, oh, hard to see, Mick and, what is her name? Mick is an NFL player, and she is a events planner. Tara, that's her name. So she has made this event for his football team. He spies her. Things get spicy real quick. She has a child, so she doesn't tend to get involved with people. She's just focused on her business and her son loves football. So that's pretty much, like, I'm 33% in, 36% in, and it's very spicy, very, very spicy. I knew that going in. So it's a contemporary romance with NFL players, baseball players, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm currently reading. I've been busy this week, so what I plan on reading, I'm going to be starting this one because it's very long, and I've read it before years and years ago, so it shouldn't be a problem, but it's very long, so I'll take my time with it. But it's 4 Past Midnight by Stephen King, and it's got Johnny Depp on the front, so who could be mad at that? But it's, I think, 4 short stories. Yeah, Langoliers, A Secret Window, Secret Garden, The Library Policeman, and The Sundog. I don't remember, I read this in high school, which is 30 years ago. So I'll read this slowly and take my time with it and enjoy it. And then I'm going to be picking up Interpretation by Dylan Kellins. It is a book that I got from the author years ago. Unfortunately, I just forgot about it. And I believe it's sci-fi, but it's about a boy whose life of luxury is ripped away. And it's a journey. But I think some things happen while they're journeying. Finding out their lives have too much in common to be a coincidence, so it's maybe magical realism. I'm not sure. And then Linden Falls by Joshua Hershey. Again, it's a book from the author, and it is a kind of good versus evil Christian. I don't know if it's science fiction. Fantasy. That's what the word is. Fantasy. And then for romance, His Duty, Her Destiny by Juliet Landon. It's London, 1473. It says medieval. So yeah, 1473. So that is what I'm going to be reading this week. Well, maybe things change. So let me know if you've read any of these, if you liked them. If you didn't, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Hope everybody has a wonderful week. Thanks. Bye.